Hi, it's S with High Frequency Digital. I wanted to jump on really quickly and show you inside of my new Essential Life Digital Planner. So I am going to just open it up here, and instead of recording a video of me using the planner, I'm going to just screen record it so that you can see it here. I'm out of the country right now and I don't have any type of lighting equipment, so I tried to record me actually using the planner, but the video, just the quality just looked really poor. So I'll try it this way and hope that it works out. Okay, so here's the cover, and inside you have the first page will be my welcome page, and if you were to click for the video tutorial, it would take you to my YouTube page. The tutorial will be this video that I'm recording right now, but I think I'm going to just send you to my YouTube page because I have another video there that's for my dark mode planner that you can watch also. That gives you, I go through a lot of tips and tricks with GoodNotes that are really helpful. And it's a long video, so you can, speed up the recording and just watch the parts that are relevant to you. And then the second button below is for my Etsy page. And good thing about it now is that Etsy is offering they're giving you like 4 or 5% back, something like that, if someone uses your direct link. I can't remember the exact amount, but I did get a notice about it. So that's good for me because as of right now, I do not have a website. So now I am going to go to my year. Let's see. So I'll tap on year, and you'll see as I'm going through the planner, you won't see my stylus, but you can see where I'm tapping, and I'll just kind of walk you through it. So I'm going to tap on overview, and that takes me to my calendar. And so if I were to tap on any month, let's say I'm going to tap on February, that will take me to my monthly overview of February. And I'll just go back to year, and I'm going to go to quarter one. I'll just slide through each of these, and you'll see if you tap on any month from the quarterly view. I'll tap on November. It'll also take you to the monthly overview, so you can navigate back and forth with the hyperlinks there. Now I'm going to go to year in review. Tap on the first page. And you have a few prompts here, and I'll just slide through these. Next, I will go to the month, which you already got a sneak preview of the overview. So let's start with the preview. I'm going to go to January, and you can see here your monthly preview. You have your birthdays, events, appointments, this month's goals, personal growth, to-do list. And if you tap on the calendar on the top right, that will take you to the monthly overview. And when you're at the monthly overview, you can tap on the glasses, which will take you back to the monthly preview. So since we're in the monthly overview now, you can look at, you can also toggle back and forth between your weeks. So let's say we're going to go to week 1, which is on the left. I'll tap there. So that takes me to my weekly overview here. And you just, plan out your week, and then you can put in your goals, your tasks, and a few notes. And then I'm going to tap on the calendar again on the upper right-hand corner, and that will take me back to my monthly overview. So I'll just go back to the divider page for the month. So you can see we have the monthly preview, the monthly overview, and you can toggle back and forth between the two of those. And again, from the monthly overview, you can also see your weeks. So I'm going to tap on week, and this will take me to my weekly overview again. And we're at week 1, which you've already seen. And I'll just show you again how you can go back and forth between the weekly overview and the monthly overview. Now I'm going to tap on week 2, which takes me to week 2. We're still in January. And then I just want to go back to the week. So I'm going to tap on week on the menu, and I'm going to look at the weekly review. So I will just tap on 3 for March, And you can see the weekly review has your goals, your habits, your hydration, a few prompts, and a descriptive mood tracker. So this page, you're going to pull this information in from a few pages. Your goals will come from your weekly calendar, but your habits, you will pull that out of the health section, which will be on the right. You can just tap on the health tab, and from there you can go to your habit tracker, and your hydration is going to come from your daily page. Your descriptive mood tracker will also come from the you can tap on the health page, so you can look at your mood tracker there. Okay, now I'm going to tap on today, which takes me to my daily pages. So your daily pages, you have a choice of 4 different layouts, plus there's a 15-minute incremental and a Pomodoro planner. So I'll start first with the hourly, which looks like this. It has the hours in there for you. You have your gratitude or quote, your morning routine, your evening routine, your top 3 for the day. And once you finish that, you can reward yourself. You can schedule in there what you'll have for your reward, which is great for people like me who have ADHD. Sometimes we need a little incentive to get something done. And then you have a list of 5 additional tasks that, if you have the time or drive for. I like to focus mainly on the top 3. And if I can get to the others, great. If I don't, there's no shame there if I don't get to them. With ADHD, it sometimes is, no matter how hard I want to do something, and even sometimes I will have the time, but I just don't have the drive for it. It's like I just don't have the energy, or I'm just not focused enough to get those things done. So I've broken it up like this, so it just feels kind of shame-free. If you get to it, you get to it, great. If you don't, it's also okay. There's a little section here for how you'll practice self-care today. Section for who you need to call, text, or email. Remember to, and hydration. So now I'm just going to go back to the divider page for that, and we'll look at the blank. The blank page looks just as the hourly one did, except that it doesn't have the time scheduled in for you. So you can just kind of schedule this for whatever works best for your schedule. We'll go back and we'll look at the open schedule. So this is the one that that I use the most, and I like to use stickers. I like to have a visual representation of what I need to do for the day. And I usually will just draw a line across. Let's see. And I usually will just draw a line across to divide my day however I need it. So I might have like maybe my morning routine there, and then I may take a break here. And then I might jump into work here. Then I may have lunch. And then I might have whatever my afternoon routine is. And then I have evening and chill time. So you can break up your day however you want. This is just how I like to do it. And honestly, most of the time I will just break mine up into 3 categories, which will be morning, afternoon, and evening. And I'll put all of my little stickers inside of each one to let me know what it is that I need to do. But you can schedule it however you want. And then I also, if you're someone who likes to have a little bit more structure, you like this idea, but you want to have it structured for you already. I have the time blocking where it's already broken up for you for 4 parts of the day. So you can have your like morning, afternoon, evening, plus break, or however you want to schedule it. And then you can, over here, you can write in the time, or you can write in whatever that block will be called. Like I said, if it's like morning, you can write morning there. And then over here is where you can write in or drop in your stickers for whatever it is that you need to do. I think these two daily pages work really great for people who have ADHD. It gives you a lot more freedom and flexibility versus when you have everything scheduled, or maybe you've written in the times that you're going to do things, or it's already there for you. For me, I find it very hard to stick to that. No matter how hard I want to, it's just like my brain, it just doesn't work like that. It kind of just wants to do what it wants to do in the moment. And I find that when I try to fit into the box of, okay, I'm going to do this from this time to this time, I usually am unable to do that. I'm not successful. I might get one block of time off where I'm able to do that, but it's usually not something that I can consistently keep up with. And it, for me, it induces shame because I feel like, oh, I'm not doing whatever it is that I said I would do. And I start to feel a little bit bad about it. So for me, I like the open schedules. They work great for my ADHD. Okay, I'm just going to clear the page, and next we will go to the 15 incremental. So this might be for someone who has clients or for a student. You have the option to schedule things in for 15-minute increments. And of course, you can take a block of time with this also. You can just, allocate a chunk of time where you, like, let's say I want to do something from, let's say, maybe 6 to 7. I would just outline that there, and that will block off that time there. And let's see, I'll choose a different color since you can't see this one as good. Let's say I'm just going to go with this color here. Then you can see. And then I should have done that first. Let me color it again. Okay. So when you draw a, I'll do blue here. So when you schedule a block of time, if you just outline the chunk that you want, and then you just hold on, it'll snap into shape. And then when you press the back button, it'll take that outline off if you don't want it. So that's how you can, just do like color blocks there. Okay. And now I will go back here, and we'll go to the Pomodoro Planner. So the Pomodoro Planner, pretty much you have 3 projects for the day. Whatever your projects are, you write them in here, like project 1, project 2, project 3. Okay. And then when you start to look at the tasks for your projects, like let's say project 1 has 3 tasks, then you would just write those tasks in. You'd have your start time, you'd have your end time, and then your break will go here, and then you just check it off when you're done. Okay, and then for your second one, let's say there are 2 tasks for that one. So I'm going to put those in. Start time, end time, start time, end time, break. When those are done, you just tick them off. And then I'm going to say I have 4 tasks for that one there. Start time, end time, start time, end time, start time, end time, start time, end time. Of course, you would do start time, end time, and into your break. I'm just kind of going down the column because it's easier to do that. I'm just going to check them. They don't have to be perfect. So here, going back up to the project section, you would put the target time. Let's say you planned on spending 2 hours, but you actually only spent 1 hour. Then your actual focus time would be 1 hour. And then you just check that off. So maybe I did the first 2 tasks, but I didn't do the second one. So that's how you would enter that there. And then, of course, you just put your date here, whatever your date is. Your number of Pomodoros will be how many of these tasks you actually have. So this is 3, 5, 9. So I would have 9 Pomodoros. So that's pretty easy. It helps you to kind of stay focused and make sure that you are taking breaks. This is also really good for ADHD if you can follow the plan. For me, I always, I don't want to say always, but I sometimes struggle with trying to stay within the start and end time. That seems to be challenging for me. But if I can just schedule like 15 minutes and then take a break, I'll do better with smaller chunks. The thing is that I find that once I get focused on something, I might be hyper focused. So I think with Pomodoro planners, originally it was something like 25 minutes or something like that. And I usually, when I get hyper focused, I'm going to go over that time. So I don't know. I have to figure that out. Do I want to take shorter bursts of time so that I don't have enough time to get super hyper focused and then take a break? It's up to you how you want to use it. You don't have to stick to any rules with the Pomodoro planner. It's up to you. Schedule your start and end time as you see fit. Just make sure you're taking a break. Okay, so next I am going to go to my health section. And so we have your health chart here that has your meals, meditation, me time, exercise, med supplements and vitamins, and sleep. Then we'll go to your habits weekly. So you can drop your habits in on the left-hand side, and then you just tick them off as you've completed them. And you have your end of week review where there are a few writing prompts there and you can take notes. Then we have your habits monthly where you can just keep track of your habits for the entire month. I like to do I prefer to do both. So you can look at it a little more granularly if you do the week. And then as you complete the week, you can enter it into your monthly habits. So you can see an overview of how you're doing for the month. And of course, if you only want to do the monthly habit tracker, you can do that also. Just gives you a little bit more insight of how you're doing if you look at the weekly tracker versus just the monthly. But whatever works for you is certainly okay. Then we have your mood tracker. And I love this mood tracker. I think it's so pretty. I designed this where you can also you can add in your cycle. You can do morning, afternoon, and evening. So let's say I'm going to do morning, evening, and then I'm going to do my cycle. So you would just use the key below to determine what each color means. I'm just going to snap that into shape there. Undo to take the outline off. Let's move it here. So let's say you wanted to track your mood, and you also wanted to, while you're tracking your mood, you wanted to also see maybe what might be affecting your mood. Like you might be on your cycle for, let's say you're on your cycle for 4 days here, and then you are tracking your mood. You have your morning and your afternoon or evening in the first two rows. This will be your morning, and this will be your afternoon or evening. You could also change it where you might have, let's say, you maybe want to say, maybe you have a work project that's a bit stressful. So you want to see how that sort of thing may also be affecting your mood. Okay. And at the top, if you were to do it like that, at the top, you could just track your, it could just be your mood in general. So I'm just going to do this. And for the sake of time, I am just going to outline and go. That looks a little sloppy. Maybe not. Maybe I should try a highlighter. Let's see how this works. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So maybe I'm going to say down here, this is for that color. And if you use your highlighter, if you make continuous strokes, you won't see the overlap in your colors. And what I mean by that is I'm going to do this next one where I will lift up my pen, and then you're going to see when I lift it up, it's going to overlap. So if you were to just make continuous strokes, you just keep your pen down and you color it in, you'll have a solid block. Okay, so this gives you the option to, like I said, it gives you the option to track, like maybe this might not even be morning. You might just say, I meant to tap on my eraser. Maybe this is just mood. Okay, so we're tracking your mood here. And then we are tracking what life events you have going on to see how that affects your mood. So you don't have to, you can just put a little X or a tick mark or something in these boxes here to track your cycle and whatever event you might be tracking. But if you want, you could also color in down here instead of here. For me, I think I just would like to, just to keep it consistent, I would just go on the mood one here, and then I would just check off what's going on here and here. But it's up to you. So you can track the colors on all three, or you can track the colors on just the one and just make a little indication on these what's going on so you can see how that affects your mood. Just be sure that you remember to fill in your key here so you know what the colors mean. Okay. Now we will go to your fitness page where you can enter your activity, your time and distance. If you're like walking, jogging, running, or biking, anything that where you might want to measure the time and distance. You have your sets and reps, and you have your notes. Okay, and next I will go to your meals. So we have the meals only, which has your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. And then we also, I'm just going to slide over to the other page. This is your meals plus groceries. So you can track your meals here. You can track your meals here. And then you put your groceries in here. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we go to your funds or your finance section. And we have first your revenue. Next we have your savings jar. And your savings jar, you would just put what you're saving for. That would go here. What your savings goal is, when your savings goal is due. And then you can just color in your tracker as you start to achieve each goal. So again, if you just color it in and you don't lift your pen, it will make it nice and neat for you. But if you color it in, you lift your pen, you're going to see everywhere that you lifted your pen. I also had, I think this is something that I discovered later on, but I had in my dark mode planner, I showed you how you could color in your, where you could color in the entire, you could color in the entire jar. And it's a really easy way to do it. And it's it's really nice. You could color in the entire jar the way that how I showed you the 10%, but you would color it in all the way up to 100. You can just fill in each section as you go, but it looks it's more solid, and it doesn't take as much work to color it in step by step. You can just make a little sticker or something, and it'll make sense to you if you go back and watch the dark mode planner. If you watch that video and just look for the section where I talk about the savings goal, I go into greater detail there, so you can catch that there. And let's see, what do we have next? We will go to your monthly budget, which is here. You have your income source, the amount, savings for, the amount, fixed expenses, budget, actual, variable expenses, budget, actual, your net income and less savings. We also have your expenses. Pretty self-explanatory. Your debt tracker. And on here, you can keep track of each creditor, what your starting balance is, your minimum payment due, your interest rate, and your payoff goal. So what I would do here is for every creditor that you have, you just want to duplicate the page. So you'd have one for each. Okay. And that works for any template that you want to make. For any template that you want to duplicate, especially like the daily pages, you'll want to duplicate those. I gave you one of each so that you can, and maybe I might go back and just maybe add 2 to 3. I think I'll go back to your, to the daily pages, and I'll put in like 3 of each one, and then you just duplicate them as needed. So let's see, we are going back to your funds. So now we're at subscriptions. You can just keep track of these here. You have your subscription, due date, amount, frequency, which would be like your monthly, weekly, annually, and whether or not it's auto renew. Then we go to goals. We have your life goals, which are here. Everything from lifestyle to hobbies, spirituality, skills and education, and so on. We have your goal planner, which over here, you will track your big steps. And then for each big step, you have 3 baby steps, which will go in over here. And in your big steps, this can be either 4 different goals, or it could be one goal that has 4 big steps, and then you have baby steps for each, up to 3. And then once you kind of have idea what your goals are and what the steps are, then you can go to your goal tracker, and then you can keep track there. So your big step will go here, and then your baby steps are these 3 here. And then each time you complete a quarter of the way, I'm just going to undo so I can take that off. I'm going to lasso this and put it here. I also may want to make it just a smidge bigger. So about that size is good for me. Or you can use your highlighter tool. I don't know why my eraser keeps coming on. But yeah, you can just color in each section as you get a quarter of the way done. So then next we will go back to the goals. We'll go back to the goals divider page, and we have your vision board. So here you can use words, text, pictures, stickers. You can drop in whatever you like here, and you would just want to put your date up top to the right. And then I've given you 4 different options. You can choose one that you like, or you can do all 4. Maybe you want to have one for each quarter. I know for me, how I start my year is not usually how I end it. And sometimes my goals change. I might decide I want to pivot from something that I was working on and I want to change my goal. So then I might start with a new one and I would just bring in the ones from the old one that I want to keep. And then I would add in my new ones here. But you can use one for the entire year. You can use several. It's up to you. And then we will go to the travel section. So we have the information page. This is where you put in your passport, driver's license, flight information, all of that good stuff there. Then we have your overview, which is if maybe you have several destinations that you're traveling to, you want to put in the location, what your budget is, your monthly savings, and the months to go. That's for however long it is to actually take that trip. And then we'll go to your budget, which has your expenses and your costs. Your accommodations you can keep track of here. Then we have your list. I'll tap on one to go to the first list. This is the second one. Just slid over to that one. Your notes, you tap on the number. Anytime you see a number, just tap on the number. That'll take you straight there. So this is the first one and this is the second one here. So you can put your title in here. And then for this one, it might, you have the option to have 2 lists here, but you could also, if you wanted to, you could break this list up into maybe 3 or however many you need. You can also maybe you needed to just have a smaller section over here, like maybe you have a date and you have something else that is you might have something else that you want to write over here. You have different options for how you can lay this out, but you have one that has no columns and then you have the one that has 2 columns. Okay, and then we have exploration. So on the left-hand side is where you would drop in like your pictures, or you might have like a cute little font or something that you want to put in. And then on the right-hand side, that's where maybe you would so for instance, I'm in Paris right now. So I might put in a picture of the Louvre on the left. And then on the right-hand side, I might write in the different paintings that I want to see. Because maybe I won't get to see everything because it's a large museum. Or maybe I'm going to go for 4 days. So on the left-hand side, I might have day 1 with a cute little font or something, and I'll put the different paintings or areas that I want to visit there. There are a lot of options here. You can. I like to leave things where you as the user, you have the option to kind of customize it. I don't personally like when people plan everything out for me and I have to fit what I want to do into someone else's design. So I like to give you a container where you kind of have the freedom and flexibility to design things how you want. And then we have your metric conversions, which comes in handy. Then we'll go to photos. So maybe you might want to put your pictures on the left-hand side. You can also put font and stickers there. And then you can just write a little blurb on the right. And if there are any homeschoolers out there who recognize these pages, they're called notebooking pages. I used to use these for my kids where we would maybe read a story and draw on a picture of something that was happening in the story and then write about it on the right. Or maybe we have a field trip, so we put pictures from the field trip on the left or draw them and then write out what's happening in the picture on the right. So we have 3 different options for those. You have the 3 frames, you have the 6 frames where you can just drop in your photos and leave a little caption. And then you have the 1 frame. Okay, and then next we have your 30 days. So this is your 30 days of change. I have a little blurb about self-care, and there's a self-care menu there. And then you can go to your 30 days of self-care. This is where you can use ideas that you got from your self-care menu, or you have your own ideas, which you can drop in here. You can also have a picture of something you want to do. For me, I love to take a bath. So I've made like a little sticker of my actual bathroom with my bathtub, and I would put that in there. Or maybe you have a spa or something that you want to go to, and you put in a little picture of the spa, and then you just tick off the things as you've completed them. And then you just make notes at the bottom. So lastly, we have your 30-day challenge, which looks almost identical to the 30 days of self-care, except this one is just a separate challenge. And you would just write in your title here, tick off your box, and make your notes. Then we have your organization section, and we have your brain dump. So you can just drop in your pictures, you can put your cute fonts, text, whatever you want to have here, and just put your date in. And you will duplicate this page as needed in case you want to keep track of what's on your mind. For me, I probably will just clear my page when the day is over, but I know some people like to know what they're thinking about like a week ago. So you will just tap here to duplicate your page. You can add it before or after. And my only suggestion would be is that if you are, maybe you're duplicating pages, if you find that you no longer want to keep those pages after a certain amount of time, you can either clear your page or you can delete it. But what I would suggest is that if you are deleting your page, that you're absolutely certain the page that you're deleting is not a page that is hyperlinked. So your hyperlinked pages are your anchor pages, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I go to, I'm going to duplicate this page, okay? And I'm just going to write, I'll just write on here 1. It's totally not necessary to do this. I'm just using this for example. So if I were to go back to my organized page and I go to brain dump, the page that it links to is going to be my hyperlinked page. So that is, for all intents and purposes on this video, that's going to be the page that I numbered as 1. So if I wanted to delete a page, I'm only going to delete the page that is not hyperlinked, which is page 2. This page is not hyperlinked. If I am not sure, I'm going to go back to my divider page and I'm going to tap on the section that I want to go to. If my page links to this page, I want to keep this page. If you delete this page, it will be in your trash, and you should be able to bring it back unless your trash has been emptied. But if you've emptied your trash, then you would need to download the planner again to get that page back. So my recommendation would be to not delete the page unless you are absolutely sure it's not a hyperlinked page, or if it's or unless it's just a page that you don't want extra pages in your planner and you're sure that you don't want that page, then go ahead and delete it. But my advice would be to clear the page. But I will show you how to also delete the page in case you wanted to. You just go here and you would click move to trash. Okay, so that page has now been moved to my trash. So I will go back to my organize and I'll go to brain dump, and you see that that page is still here. And if I slide over, it is gone. The one that I deleted is gone, but my hyperlink page is still there. You want to keep all of your hyperlink pages. And that's the same thing as when you're doing your day schedules. When you do your daily pages, if you are duplicating the pages instead of just using one page per day and clearing it, you want to make sure that if you're deleting pages, you are not deleting the pages you aren't deleting the hyperlink pages. Okay, if you have any questions about that and you're unsure, just send me a convo message through Etsy and I'll help you out. So now I will go back to my organized section and we have the checklist. And then we have the double checklist, which will be next. And we have the bookshelf. This is where you can write in the titles of your books, or you can use text. I like to use text because I like the look of the text better than my actual handwriting. So I'm just going to say here, the book that I'm going to say, let me change the color too so you can see it a little bit better. Going to say The Secret. For some reason, this book always comes to mind. And I'm going to lasso this, tap it, resize it, and I'm going to turn it sideways. I'm going to make it the size that I want, and I'm just going to drop it in there. So that's how you make the, that's how you turn your text sideways. You just choose your color. I'm going to go with a different font right now. To say this book is called Happy. And I'm going to lasso it, tap it, resize. You can also change the color here. And you'll have more options here if you change the color from here, because I've added a lot of custom colors to my pen tool. But for some reason, I don't get those when I'm using the regular text option. I only have certain colors. So I changed the color there, and then I'm going to rotate it here, and you can resize it if you want. And I'll just drop that in there. And something else that I like to do is I like to give myself a little menu. So I'm going to say, let's choose a different color. Okay, I'll go with this one. So maybe the pinkish color dot, I'm just going to write these in, is going to be books I've read. And then the other dot will be books I want to read. So that way, when you look at your bookshelf, you know what the status is on the books. So it might also have like books I will refer to a friend or something like that. So you can divide it up by shelf if you want. You can have the books you've read on one shelf, but depending on how quickly you read, you might run out of room there. So I just like to use just give myself a little key so I know what's going on there. Okay, and then we have your media tracker. This is where you would just drop in, maybe you take a screenshot of a show that you watch, and you would just drop it into the square, and then you just color in the stars and write a little blurb there. Password keeper, you have your account, password, and notes. For me, I never enter my password anywhere. So for me, it's going to be a password hint that I might write in. Notes you can put, if you want, you can put your login information there if you want. I personally am just like very weird about putting my password and login anywhere. So I just kind of designed it this way because that's how I use it. But if you're someone who likes to have your password and your login there so that you won't forget it, you can definitely obviously put your password where it says passwords, and you can put your login information in notes and put your account. For me, it's just going to be a hint and something cryptic that nobody except me will understand, in case anybody is able to get a hold of this sensitive information, but you do you. So next I will go to your timeline. So that's where you can just keep track of maybe different milestones in your life, or you might want to do a timeline for the week or the month. You can drop in a little like thumbnail size picture if you want. You can put text, stickers, make it cute and decorate it however you like. There are a lot of different options there. Of course, you can customize it however you like. And so we now will go to your notes section. And here you have line notes. You also have, I'm just going to slide over, dot grid notes. And you also have blank notes. So you can enter your notes there, and of course just duplicate your pages as needed. And lastly, I'm going to go to your custom section, which is this heart on the upper right hand side of your tabs. It looks like it's the first tab of your planner, but it's actually the last one. It's your custom section. And you have 12 different sections here. They're all numbered for you, and you'll see on the page when you hyperlink to the page, it will have the page number on there for you, so you will know where you are. I can't stand when I use, like, if I have planners that before I started designing my own, I would use some people's planners and I would link to the page, and there's no way that once I get on the page, I have no idea where I am because there's no page number. The tab doesn't change color or anything, so I don't know where I am. So I want to make sure when you're in my planner, you know where you are. So we just tapped on the heart, which took us to the custom section. I'm going to go to the first section here, and I have 6 cute little stickers that I've put in here that all have like a little positive quote for you. But if you take a look, you will see that I have your page number. Your page number is there for you, so you will know where you are. So I'm just going to go back to tap on the heart again. I will go to page 2, and again, you can see that the page number is right there for you. Okay. So you have 12 of those sections, and that pretty much wraps up the planner. I hope that you will enjoy this planner as much as I do. That's something that I always say, like, oh, I hope you enjoy the planner as much as I do, because I actually use these planners. I will use maybe like 2 to 3 planners a year because I get bored easily. And maybe that's something I'll start doing, is designing quarterly planners. But I really love this one. I think this is my favorite one. And I put a lot of thought, effort, and care and love into this planner. So I really do actually hope that you enjoy using it. And if you have any questions or comments, I would encourage you to reach out to me. You can, the best way to get in touch with me would be to convo me through Etsy. And again, my link is right here to go to my Etsy page. You can, now why did it go sideways? I'll just circle it there. You can click on there and you can convo me through Etsy. I'm not really great at email, but and I have no notifications on for email, so it's only when I check it, which is not very often. But since I don't have a website right now, I think I can kind of get away with just with you just messaging me through Etsy, because it will give me a notification. So that way I'll get back to you in a timely manner. When I have my own website, I will provide another email for you to use that I will check regularly. But for now, just use the convo through Etsy. And thanks for tuning in with me. I hope that you have a great rest of your day and a fabulous week. And so be sure to get your planner, download it, have fun, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'd love to hear from you. Take care. Ciao.